Those of you guys don't know, I am Jerry, obviously from Perpetual Intent Marketing, and today we're going to talk about bid strategy and how to really optimize and maximize your bid strategy to get the most effective lead costs. Now, these strategies I'm going to show you today, this is what I was using this week, and one of our campaigns generated almost 100 leads at $2.50 a piece, which is pretty good. Again, these results are not typical, but they can happen, right? And I'm going to show you guys what you guys can do to use the bid strategy to be most effective in your marketing, right? If you guys want to become a lead gen master, check out fexclass.com. Lots of cool details there. All right, so you have technically four different bid strategies inside of Facebook. You have the auto bid strategy, you have cost cap, bid cap, and target cost, all right? These are the ones I'm going to be talking about today, and we're not really going to talk about the auto bid strategy because it's made for, and take this as you want it, is made for amateurs who don't really know and understand bid strategy, all right? If the auto bid strategy worked the best, Facebook would not give you the option of using these different bid strategies, right? Particularly for when you're talking about Facebook lead gen, all right? That's where it becomes most effective on lead gen campaigns and clicks campaigns. Now, messenger campaigns, we have seen the auto work pretty well for that, but for when we're talking about Facebook lead gen or Facebook clicks campaigns ads, this is what you want to do. You want to use these particular bid strategies. And for me, I work with a lot with Facebook lead gen, right? So generating leads straight from Facebook. So that is the example I'm going to be using today. I've done clicks campaigns. I obviously do a lot of clicks campaigns for our business outside of the lead gen stuff. If you want to learn more about that, fexclass.com. All right. So first thing I wanted to talk to you guys about is understanding audiences, right? And I saw this as an example, and I thought that it was really good and really important for you guys to understand. Okay, so let's say that this is a slice of watermelon. All right, this is a watermelon slice, and this is what you want to think of as your audience. All right, so as your audience, so at the bottom, the audience there's a lot of audience, right? There's a lot of people that have not seen your ad, that have not seen your creative, right? And as you go up this watermelon, the audience will continue to dissipate, right? It gets a little bit less condensed because a lot of people have seen your advertisement. And this works for people trying to acquire a similar audience, right? When everyone is trying to generate final expense leads, this example would be the same as well, right? When a new audience sees a particular type of advertisement, there are typically the bottom threshold of people that can come in really, really fast, right? Really fast, really cheap, really easy. Now, as this market gets saturated, the audience continues to shrink and shrink and shrink and shrink. All right, and this is where you start to understand that you hit ad fatigue or increased lead costs, things like that. And this is where you need to understand that whoever can pay the most for these leads will be able to acquire these leads. All right, but it does cost more money to get leads at the top, right? That makes sense, right? Now, another thing to think about is that Facebook values people differently, values individuals differently, right? Facebook has a ridiculous amount of data on your user activity, right? It knows that you like to click on things, it knows that you like to purchase stuff, it knows that you like to opt into forums, it knows that you like to engage with messenger bots, right? And that is why you choose a specific objective at the beginning, because Facebook will show, if you do a messenger campaign, it will show your ads to people who are most likely to engage with the messenger bot, right? And the same thing with lead gen, people who are most likely to fill out a Facebook lead form. That's who they will show you. And based off of these stats, they will value an individual, right? If let's say that you're going for lead gen, right? And somebody is notoriously known for opting into stuff at a high rate, Facebook will value this person as a high target value, right? Because they say, hey, if we show advertisement to this individual, it's very likely that they are going to opt into their lead form, which is exactly what we want as advertisers, right? And so if they're valuing that person at a high value, you need to have a bid that matches that high value of the individual, right? And if you don't have that high value, or you don't have that high bid in place, the person won't see your advertisements, all right? And this will have kind of a snowball effect. And I'm not going to get too deep into the weeds on that, but if you guys are interested in this conversation and you guys want to know more in understanding how Facebook picks and targets people, go ahead and type in target down below, and I will do a whole nother video on how to, on a more in-depth conversation on that particular thing, on how people go through and are targeted and are valued, all right? So let's get back to the topic at hand. If you guys have questions, hit them in the comment section. If you guys want to see that video, type in targeted down in the comments. All right, cost cap, bid cap, target cost. All right, these are our three guys here. Now, cost cap is you're putting a bid in the market, and before I get to this, I guess I should clarify one specific thing. All right, when you're talking about placing a bid inside of the market, you are saying, Facebook, I am willing to pay X amount of dollars. All right, and what we have found is that if you don't bid enough, you won't get good impressions, meaning you won't get seen by those people who are likely to opt in. And if you bid too high, obviously Facebook is just going to charge you a ridiculous amount for those impressions. So we have found is there is a sweet spot for the bid strategy. All right, if you go too low, you don't get impressions or you don't get good impressions. If you go too high, Facebook charges you too much. But if you find the right bid strategy, what Facebook will do is will show you to the correct people, the people who are most likely to opt in, and when you get shown to those people, your lead cost goes significantly down because your conversions are much higher, right? So don't think of your bid, if let's say that we bid $12, don't think that that means you're going to pay $12. In some situations you will, but in a lot of situations you won't actually pay your bid amount, all right? So I want you guys to get that out of your mind right now. Don't think of the number that we put down as the number that we are going to pay. All right? So, cost cap. Cost cap, what it does is you're placing a bid in the market, okay? So let's say this is our bid here, okay? Whatever it may be. And for those of you guys who want to know, like what's the best bid? Typically, our bids range between $10 and $20. All right? So, if you guys are wondering, yes, that is what we use. So, let's say that this is our bid here. Okay? Cost cap, what cost cap will do is it won't put a hard ceiling on your bid. Okay? Let's say that this is our bid here, and let's say that it's $12. We're bidding $12, okay, for a lead. And again, we're talking about lead gen here, right? Let's say we bid $12. What cost cap will do is it will allow your bid to go slightly higher if it is going to improve the performance, right? If Facebook thinks, oh, well, actually, if I bid a little bit more, then I think that you're going to get better results, all right? So what does cost cap do? It will increase the lead flow because it is more loose and lenient with your bid, right? It's not a hard ceiling. So it will increase your lead flow, but typically this also can come with an increased lead cost in some cases. Not all cases, but some cases it will come with a higher lead cost. Now, where this comes with a lower lead cost is in competitive markets. All right, this is what we found, that cost cap works well in competitive markets. Whoops. Competitive markets, all right? So if you guys are, and I'll try to get out of the way of this, so if you guys are face-to-face agents in a localized area that is known for having trouble generating leads, cost cap is typically a good way to go. Another reason you would use cost cap if you're not getting impressions. If you're not getting impressions, that means that either your bid strategy is too low or the area is competitive, and cost cap will give you a little more fluctuation in the market, all right? I've been using cost cap more and more. Typically, I've been a big bid cap guy. I still use bid cap, but I've been using cost cap more and more and getting more information on it. And the better I get at it, the more stuff and stats I see, I will share with you guys and let you know, all right? Any questions, comment again down in the bottom. If you guys want to come on a lead gen master, fexclass.com, all right? Bid cap, when do we use bid cap? Bid cap is a very similar concept. So we have our bid here, whatever it is, but it's going to say, hey Facebook, I'm willing to pay X amount of dollars for a lead. And Facebook will try to stay right there at your bid. okay? And again, it's important that you have enough in your bid cap, right? If you bid, let's say you bid $8, all right? And $8 is not enough. I'm just gonna say right now, $8 bid is not enough. But let's say that you bid $8 and you have someone else bidding $15, right? Obviously, you got outbid by a significant amount. And let's say you have lots of people outbidding you. Well, what will happen is you're not going to get impressions because your bid is locked at $8, right? But everyone else is bidding much higher. They're saying, hey, Facebook, don't worry about this other guy paying $8. I'm willing to pay more for a lead, so you can be a little more lenient with my money. You can go out and find more people and not be so restrictive on who I am seeing, right? And plus, I'm willing to pay for the best guys, the best premium guys. And typically what happens, again, when you are able to find that slot that is the perfect position where it's like, okay, this bid is a perfect bid, you typically get much, much cheaper leads. And this is, we see this a lot in telesales. You know, using bid cap in telesales in non-competitive states usually works pretty dang well, all right? Because if you find that correct bid cap, Facebook will show you to the best people. When they show you to the best people, you're going to get a higher conversion percentage, right? And that's again why saying a higher bid strategy doesn't mean you're going to pay more. It typically means if you find the right one, you will pay less, all right? Because you get shown to the right people, you get a high opt-in rate, all right? So that is bid cap there, all right? Again, you are capping off your bid. And let's talk about target cost real quick. And if you guys have questions, go ahead and pop them down into the comment section now. If you guys can, comment on the actual Facebook page post, not the group post that I posted in. So if you guys are on the group post, just click on the video and you'll see the comments down below because those are the comments that I am watching. So if you guys have questions and you want them answered right now, now is the time to ask them, right now, right? If you guys are watching on the replay, just go ahead and pop the questions down below and I will circle back into those comment section and answer them for you. All right, target cost. Target cost, I'm gonna be honest, I haven't used target cost very much. I have used it in a very few situations, and the reason I've used them is I was playing in competitive areas and I was trying to find what bid strategy was going to give us the best results. All right, target cost, the idea of target cost, and again, I am not an expert at target cost. I don't use it in the day-to-day, but this is what it's supposed to do. Target cost is supposed to give you the exact number that you bid. All right, so you say, hey, I'm willing to pay $10 per lead. Facebook will do its best to optimize your campaign to get you $10 leads. All right, does it work in certain circumstances? Yes, we have had it work, again, in competitive markets where we wanted to raise it, and let's say that we were in a face-to-face area, you know, a localized area, we wanted $12 leads or $10 leads. We would place that bid on a target cost, and if your target cost is high enough, typically you will get within, I think they say 15% of your actual target cost. So let's say it's $10, you know, up or down 15% is what you will pay for that lead. Now it's good in competitive areas because you say, hey, I want this number. Bad for non-competitive areas or areas that you don't know if they're competitive or not, because you could be way overpaying for this lead. All right, and so again, that's kind of the idea of target cost, is that you place a bid, I'm willing to pay $10, and Facebook will get you leads between $8.50 and $11.50, okay, right in between there. If your bid is too low, you're not going to get any impressions on the target cost, right? And this is optimized through your campaign, right? So that doesn't mean one single ad might get $4 leads, another ad might get $16 leads. Its goal is to find the average of your entire campaign, okay? All right, so what's the average bid cap? Justin, can you clarify? You're talking about what bid cap do I use, or are you talking about something else? Typically, all of our bid strategies will fall in between $10 and $20. All right, just to give you guys a generalization on where should you start, what should you look for, I use cost cap and I use bid cap, and all of those bids will typically fall between $10 and $20. All right, Dave just jumped on, but other than competitive markets, there a reason I would use cost cap over bid cap. I've tested it out in different markets, using cost cap and bid cap. Again, typically I use cost cap for competitive markets, or if I don't think that I'm getting the lead cost that I should be getting. So let's say that I've been advertising in an area for a while, and I know typically what the lead cost is, and all of a sudden I'm seeing an increase in my lead costs. I've used cost cap, and it has worked mildly effectively to drop my lead cost back to where I want it to. And again, that's because it gives the fluctuation, the ability to take my bid, and it gives a little bit of fluctuation, a little bit of room for Facebook to work to find those individuals who are actually interested. Again, the problem, when bid cap has a problem, is when Facebook tries to restrict your bid, or tries to restrict your audience because of the bid that you placed on it. Right, that's when there is an issue. You don't really want, restriction. You want the opposite of restriction. You want free flowing, right? You want Facebook to feel like it can go out and grab people, and it feels like you are willing to pay the most money, or pay, not the most money, but pay at the top end for leads. And when you are able to do that, that's when you get the best lead cost. So it's counterintuitive to what people think. People think that, oh, I don't want to bid $17 because if I bid $17, that means I'm going to pay $17. Not at all. Now, a different bid might be better. A $12 bid might be better, right? But it's all about finding this sweet spot. So if the sweet spot is at $12 and you pay and you have a $17 bid cap, your ads will get shown a lot, but Facebook is going to charge you more. And typically you will pay more if that is not the sweet spot, right? Any questions, guys? Hit me in the comments section down below if you guys do have questions. I realize that I'm just like standing right in the middle of everything, so go ahead and pop those questions down below. If you guys want to learn more about what we do, we're talking about Facebook lead gen. Facebook lead gen, check out fexclass.com. There's a cool little training there, and it talks a little bit about more on what we do on the lead gen side. All right? It looks like we got no questions coming up. Just got a couple of questions. I think we already answered those. If you guys want to know more about the targeting stuff, go ahead and type in target down below. I'll do another video on explaining the watermelon theory a little bit better. There's really, really interesting stuff. It doesn't necessarily translate directly to getting better results, but it really is a cool concept to understand, and it will help you become a better marketer significantly. All right, so if you're interested in that, type in target down below. And if you guys like this content and you like us doing these lives, I really appreciate the thumbs up. Just hitting that like button does a lot for our page and helps us really continue to push these types of tutorials, and I appreciate it a lot from you guys. So if you guys like it, if you guys enjoy it, if you guys want to see more of that, I would appreciate just one thumbs up from you. All right? Mark, FEX class different, correct? Yes, correct, Mark. FEX class and FEX bot are different. FEX class, Final Expense lead gen on Facebook, FEX bot, Final Expense bots. All right, those are two different URLs. All right, cool guys, that looks like it. We're gonna wrap this baby up. If you guys have any questions, if you're watching this on the replay, you can type those comments down in the comment area below, and I will flip back and get back to them. Hope you guys are liking these live trainings. We're gonna continue to do them, and we will see you guys in the next one. fexclass.com, check it out. See you guys there.